Welcome, friends. Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then let me tell you a tale, one that has lingered in the mists of time, whispered on the cold winds of December, and etched into the very stones of Dundee. It is a story of tragedy, of restless spirits, and of a bridge that once stood proud, but now carries the weight of a haunting legacy. Gather close, for this is the tale of the old Tay Bridge and the ghostly train that still rides its shadow. The year was 1879, and the town of Dundee, nestled on the northern banks of the River Tay in Scotland, was a bustling hub of industry and progress. The Tay Bridge, a marvel of Victorian engineering, stretched across the river like a steel ribbon, connecting Dundee to the southern shores. It was a symbol of human ingenuity, a triumph over nature's obstacles, and a promise of a brighter future. But as with all great achievements, there was a price to be paid, and the Tay Bridge would exact its toll in the most harrowing of ways. It was late December, the 28th to be precise, and the air was bitterly cold. The River Tay, wide and deep, churned with icy waters beneath a leaden sky. The townsfolk of Dundee were preparing for the new year, their homes aglow with candlelight and the promise of celebration. But above the quiet hum of the town, the wind howled with an eerie ferocity, rattling windows and bending trees. It was a storm, they said, one of the worst in memory, and it would soon become the backdrop for a tragedy that would haunt the town forever. The evening train from Edinburgh to Dundee was running late. It was a 6-carriage affair, carrying 75 souls, men, women and children, eager to reach their destination. The train's engine, a proud iron beast, belched steam into the stormy night as it approached the Tay Bridge. The passengers, bundled in heavy coats and scarves, peered out of frosted windows at the dark expanse of the river below. Some whispered prayers, uneasy about crossing the bridge in such weather, while others dismissed their fears with nervous laughter. After all, the bridge had stood firm against many storms before. Why should this night be any different? But the Tay Bridge was not as invincible as it seemed. Unknown to the passengers, the storm had weakened its iron girders, and the relentless wind had turned the structure into a deadly trap. As the train began its crossing, the bridge groaned and shuddered under the weight. The wind screamed through the iron lattice, and the river below roared like a beast hungry for its prey. Then, with a deafening crack, the bridge gave way. In an instant, the train and its passengers were plunged into the freezing waters of the Tay. The carriages shattered on impact, their wooden frames splintering like matchsticks. The cries of the doomed echoed across the river, swallowed quickly by the storm. Not a single soul survived. 75 lives were lost that night, and the Tay Bridge, once a symbol of progress, became a monument to tragedy. The townsfolk of Dundee awoke the next morning to the grim news. The wreckage of the train and the bridge lay scattered in the river, a haunting reminder of the disaster. The bodies of the victims were recovered one by one, their faces pale and frozen, their eyes wide with terror. The town mourned, and the nation grieved, for this was Britain's worst bridge disaster, a calamity that would be remembered for generations. But the story does not end there, my friends. For the Tay Bridge, though rebuilt in the years that followed, could not shake the shadow of its past. The spirits of the lost, it is said, linger still, bound to the place of their untimely demise, and each year on the anniversary of the disaster, a strange phenomenon occurs. As the clock strikes the hour of the collapse, a ghostly train is said to appear on the old stretch of the bridge. Witnesses have described it as a spectral locomotive, its iron frame shimmering like mist, its carriages glowing with an otherworldly light. The train moves silently, gliding across the river as if defying the laws of nature. Some say they can hear the faint echo of its whistle, a mournful sound that chills the blood. Others claim to see shadowy figures inside the carriages, their faces pressed against the windows, their eyes filled with sorrow. The ghost train vanishes as quickly as it appears, leaving behind only the sound of the wind and the restless waters of the Tay. But those who have seen it swear that it is real, a reminder of the lives lost and the tragedy that unfolded on that fateful night in 1879. And so, the tale of the old Tay Bridge lives on, a ghost story that has become part of Dundee's folklore. It is a story of human ambition and its consequences, of lives cut short and spirits that refuse to rest. The bridge, though rebuilt and strong, carries the weight of its history, a silent witness to the events of that stormy December night. So, my friends, the next time you find yourself in Dundee on a cold winter's evening, take a moment to look out over the River Tay. Listen to the wind and watch the waters. And if you are brave enough, venture near the bridge on the anniversary of the disaster. Who knows? You might just catch a glimpse of the ghost train, a fleeting vision of the past, a reminder that some stories are never truly over. And with that, our tale comes to an end. Sleep well if you can, and remember, the past has a way of lingering, especially on nights like these.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.